Oh yeah. There you go. The Hunter. Of course, this is all personal preference. I realize there are many different sprinkler head manufacturers and all have pros and cons, but myself, I kind of like this one. So the center knob right here is actually going to allow me to cut each individual head off or on. So if I got a really wet spot in the yard, I can go out and cut this particular head off for a few days or week or however long I want to cut it off. This one here adjusts the the spray left and right of 360 degrees, 80 degrees, whatever. And this one here adjusts the fan pattern. And this little indentation here, it's like a line with a little circle in it, is where you stick the key with the head in the ground. If you need to change out the nozzle that's in here, that'll allow you to pull the head up. Another cool thing is each head comes with I think this is it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 different nozzle options. And for some reason, that doesn't sound right. I thought it was more options than that, but maybe it's just 12. But as long as I got the a couple of them broke off there, that 3 gallon a minute and the 6 gallon a minute, or 2 gallon and 4 gallon a minute, I'm good. But yeah, I'm kind of excited about this, man. Look, this is the low angle. This is the other option that I like with this. It throws the arc of the water isn't so high, it keeps it lower to the ground. And with as many with as close as my heads are, the way I've got them overlapping so good, I think this actually may be a good option right here. I could go with that 2.5 and then the 4.5, but I'll have to play around with it, see. So let's go out here and put one in. Alright, so here's the Hunter I-20 heads. These are the standard nozzles that would throw a high arc, and then the gray nozzles throw the lower arc. And I've used the one of them already on another head, but these are in half increments. I didn't realize this, where these are like 1 gallon a minute, or 2 gallon a minute, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5. The low angle only gives you a 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, and a 4.5. So after doing some math, the heads that rotate 360 degrees are going to get a 3.5 nozzle, and where the ones on the end that only does 180 will get a 2.5. So it's close. We're not building a piano, so it doesn't have to be like crazy accurate. All I want to do is get it somewhat close so that the 360 heads put out roughly the same as the 180 heads. So you can see it's quite simple. Just pushes down here at the angle. You take out the key, has an Allen head on the end, and screw down where this set screw is, and that kind of locks it in place so this nozzle can't fly out because of the pressure. Now I don't know if this set screw is designed to interrupt the flow, but I do that a lot, is screw this down even further and let it interrupt the flow of water in case I need to fan the water out. So I'm gonna leave that up a little bit for right now. Take that, pull it off. There's your head ready to go in the ground. Here's your elbow, 3/4 by pipe, 1/2 inch pipe. And it's as simple as screwing it on. And you don't want to You don't want to muscle this on. I'm just screwing it to where it barely tightens up. I could probably turn this a whole another turn, but the reason I'm not doing that is when I hook it to the funny pipe, I may need to twist this head a little bit to get my pattern to line up right. And I'll show you what that's about here in a second. All right, so here's my head, funny pipe. Basically gonna push this in here and kind of wiggle it back and forth. The sun's been heating this pipe up, so it's going on pretty easy. Gonna get it on there about like that. No glue or nothing's needed, just the simple, the tightness of it holds it together. And I'm gonna hold the black pipe and rotate it up, get the head pretty much straight up in the air. All right, then I'm gonna come down in here, make sure that black pipe doesn't kink any. Like so, which it is kinking. So what I need to do is shorten that just a little bit, and I'll start over by taking my knife, cutting that off. Be very careful doing this, don't cut your hand off. Let's see, it probably needs to be, probably need to take just a little bit more of that off so it doesn't kink. Make sure you don't get any dirt in the pipe. Like so. Twist up. And again, I'm going to leave. That one's not deep enough. I need to dig that out a little bit. It's still wanting to kink. Tell you what I'm gonna end up doing on this one. This one isn't quite as deep. I can always improvise. Always improvise. Just like that. I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna cut it down really low. I noticed some of these I've had to do this and some of them I don't. It just depends on how deep. Now if you have a deep ditch, then this is the problem. The funny pipe won't kink because it has enough curvature in it so it doesn't. But when it's not deep, I've had to cut it off like this and run the funny pipe straight in. See how that is? Just go straight in the bottom. Now again, I'm gonna find my ground level. I'm gonna find my ground level, and my ground level is gonna be even with the bottom of this. So there's my grass, because I want my head sticking up. Some people may not like that, but I want them sticking up because I cut my grass high, and I want the head to be able to stand up above the grass when it's spraying. So I got it where I want it. Look at how dry that dirt is. I'm gonna make sure the head is level. Make sure it's straight up and down, and it's not leaning one way or the other. So I'm holding it with one hand while I'm packing it with the other. I want that good and tight so that head doesn't move when that pressure of the water hits it. And of course, irrigation folks, if you're watching, if I'm doing something wrong, tell me please. This is my first go. It's basically going off common sense. Common sense tells me the head should be straight up and down and packed in there tight. I'm not worried about the grass seed coming up in hard dirt. I can fix that part later. But there you go. Nice and smooth around it. Head installation done. I have 14 more to do, and then we'll fire it up and see what happens. All right, moment of truth. I hear them. There we go. Oh man, now that is right off the bat, that's a noticeable difference. How they spray down low. Ooh, I like this. Keeps the water real low to the ground. Look at that angle. You can see the angle about here, where most sprinkler heads, it would be more like this. So yeah, that's a noticeable difference. Oh, I like that so much. Of course, gotta get them adjusted. They're spraying all over the place. So let's get them adjusted and we'll see how they look. All right, so the head's in, just goes wherever it wants to go. And down here on the top, there's an adjustment knob on the left side, and it turns to the left to increase the rotation, and to the right to increase, and to the left to decrease. So I'm gonna turn it way to the left, and I'm gonna stop it. That way I can manually turn the head like so. And then I'm gonna come over here. Let's see, I need to tighten it, so let's do it this way. I left them a little bit loose so that I can tighten it some more to find my starting point. Come over here on this side. Like so. Need to tighten it down just a little bit more. I hope I ain't got it too tight. Keep coming over here. Come over here behind me. Hopefully I ain't got it too tight. I don't. Alright, so it goes to the right. Oh, look at there. I had it too tight.
Oh gosh.
That's the way you screw up. Let me go cut the water off. Stop the video. Alright, so you can kind of use this for, if you need to replace the head, you just come in here, and the way I've got mine, I cut the funny pipe like that. Take a new head, pop it right on. Golly, I knew that was going to happen. And that cold water's done hit that black pipe and making it tough. All right. And we'll go right back down in there like that. Put some dirt around it. Put some mud around it. That's gonna have to harden up before I can get that leveled up, so it's gonna have to dry out. Alright. Yeah, it's gonna have to dry out some before it'll set right. So that's good for now. Alright, so we're back in business. Now this one actually set a little bit better from the get-go, and I'm sure there's a trick to this so that it lines up to the right or to the left, whichever way. But like I said, this is my first rodeo. Alright, so as I turn it, as I decrease it, you can see, alright, that's decreasing. You can see right here, it'll only go this way. So my increase is to the left on this particular head, which, if I ain't mistaken, I think most heads, the increase is to the right. I may be wrong about that. So I'm gonna go all the way to the left, and I'm gonna turn it, and all the way to the right, and I'm gonna line it up where it's hitting my target on the right side, right there, just like that. Then I'm gonna increase it so that it spins around to the left. Whoops. There we go.
Oh shoot, I'm getting wet.
Yep. We'll increase it, and look at there. It's spinning all the way around. Stand right over there and look at it. Here, goes all the way around and hits that corner over there real good. So, take that out. That one's done. Like I said, that's gonna have to harden up. Boy, that's gonna pack good when you level it up. So come over here and let me show you this last head. This is one of the things I love. Go ahead, camera, dude. This is one of the things I love about these I-20s is this center screw right here. Matter of fact, let me go turn this one off. Stay right there, Liam, watch this. So now while I'm working on this head, I don't get soaked by that one. Well, the main reason I like this is these corners in the yard are going to get double hit, sometimes even triple hit with water, and these corners I can imagine them holding water and getting wet. So that way I can cut this head off when I want to. So we're going to spin this one around, figure out where it stops to the right. There it is right there. We're going to decrease it because it's going a little too far. I'm going to decrease that just a little bit more. Alright, that's good. And this needs to be decreased just a touch. There we go. Now we can open this booger wide open. Look at there. Good day. Alright. Stay right there, let me turn this one on. All right, there you go. Look at that water, man. Boy, I'm telling you, I am just thoroughly impressed with the arc on this. It really keeps the water down low to the ground. And I mean, that's just got to be a major plus. I mean, I don't have any scientific numbers on this. I don't know how much evaporation would ever happen, but I'm sure some does. So the lower to the ground, the better. Look at that pattern, man. Boy, that's nice. I like the Hunter I-20 head. I like it. If I ever go into installing irrigation systems, this will be the heads we use. And look, it's throwing all the way about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's throwing about 5 foot past that zone. So that's why I put my heads a little closer than normal, simply because in 15 years I've seen hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of irrigation systems that are poorly installed. And you know, I'm not throwing rocks at anybody because I don't know situations, money situations and budget situations. I don't know all that stuff. All I know is what I see now. And that's why I went overboard on my system, because I don't want any lacking coverage whatsoever. And I think I'm achieving that right here. So look at that grass. Remember how green that grass was a couple of videos ago? Look at it now. That's about 3 days of I cut it down to 2.5 inches. And that's about 3 days of heat stress on it. No rain. Of course, the rest of the yard's looking good. I ain't mowed it in 2 weeks. But I did come out here and put a 9-22-22 on these strips, granular. The phosphorus for roots for when I put my grass seed down. They'll have something to take hold to. And then the potassium is for stress, to help us with stress. Actually tomorrow I'm demoing a gosh, what's the name of that company? It's not Billy Goat. It's a self-propelled, maybe it's Ryan. It's a self-propelled reciprocating aerator. It's a little small 28-inch unit. We can do smaller yards and stuff, and we're going to demo it right here. And guess where I'm going to demo it? Right here in these spots right here. I'm just going to eat these areas, slam up with it, and put thousands of holes in it. That way when I start really pumping water to this thing in the next couple of days, that water can get down to the root system really fast, and I'll see a real quick change in this. The other thing I'm doing is I'm not going to put my grass seed right here yet. You know, I've talked about grading and my yard's being really level. Well, there's some low spots here, and I'm gonna pump the water to it. Today is Tuesday. I'm gonna pump the water to it for 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday I'm gonna come in here and mow because I got to go out of town Sunday, and then I'm gonna get my buddies John. See how much that's going down? Look at that. I can't handle that rut in the yard. It would drive me insane. So I'm gonna let that naturally go down, and probably every day I'm gonna get my buddies across the street his John Deere riding mower, and I'm gonna take his tire and I'm gonna stick it right there in that track, and I'm gonna pack it down. And I've got some bagged compost, and as I pack it down I'm gonna fill it up with compost, and the next day I'm gonna do the same thing until I get it good and packed hard. Now I know it goes totally against what you learned, is to pack it tight. You want loose soil. Well, what I'm gonna do, remember, I'm gonna have that that plugger I'm demoing, and I'll be able to loosen this right back up and keep my levelness or my smoothness in the yard. So that'll work out pretty good. Let's while we're at it, let's go over here. I know supper's about ready. I don't want to miss that. I like my food now. Let's go over and cut this one off. Let's just make sure they're all working. Let's cut that one on. Oh, snap. Look at that, boy. Look at that. Now, this is a 2-gallon head. 2 gallon a minute, right there. And like, remember I said earlier, they didn't make a 4 gallon a minute in this, so 3.5 is the best I could do. But you could, I don't know if you can look at it and tell, but I can. It's a visual difference in the amount of water's coming out right there. So I'm pleased with that. The reason I'm doing that is because they're going to go 360 degrees. I wouldn't have caught that, but some dude commented on it, and he actually helped me out right there, so I appreciate that, man. All right, Houston, we have a problem. Something ain't right. That ought to be popping up. Oh, there it goes. A little air in the line. Bingo, bingo. Nice. I like it. Look at that. It's got to build up some pressure. Look at that. Cool beans. I like it. All right. Let's go to the good old Rainbird app. Zones 7 and 8 should be online now. Validating controller. It's a little slow. I know it's not my Wi-Fi because I have a crazy good Wi-Fi. I guess that little Wi-Fi thing has to send a... Whoops. Where are zones? Well, that doesn't make any sense. I don't know where zones 7 and 8 are. Here we go. Had to upload it. Oh snap. I've never seen this before. I don't know what to do. Plus or minus is, oh, here we go, here you go, here you go. Look at this, you turn the zone, you have to turn zone 7 and 8 on. Whoop, turn zone 6 off. So 7 and 8. 7, 8, 9 are on, done, save. Alright, cycling information with controller back now. There we go. Let's turn zone 7 on. Boop. There it goes. Gosh, why is that so blurry? That shouldn't be that blurry. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. Zoom in. There we go. Zoom out. There we go. Look at there. Now we'll have to adjust him a little bit. Look at them. They're hitting my patio. Just good to get this spot wet. So that's cool. Turn zone 7 off. Turn zone 8 on. Whoop. Getting technology.